Everyone has failed me and disappointed me.
Welcome to the 195th episode of News Dump, where we run through the hottest topics in the Lewis County news scene and discuss. I'm local man Aaron VanTuyl, joined by Chronicle Executive Editor Eric Schwartz and Chronicle photojournalist Kody Christen. We're also joined in spirit by sponsors Summit Funding, Shayla's Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. And we need to start with this preamble. Eric Schwartz has had it up to here.
I'm just tired of a photography staff, to be honest with you. I mean, 2 photographers and only 1 set of photos today? Come on.
That's
it. From me, by the way.
From him hanging out at a baseball game last night.
Yeah, those sound like sports photos.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a mix now. It was the Adna softball team was getting honored for their 2B state championship. Your photos are really good.
At T-Mobile Park before a Mariners game.
Before a Mariners game, yep. And you got to stick around for the Mariners game.
I did.
You had a nice couple of photos of Ty France. Looked like he was crying as he looked out on the field. He did. Did you see the photos?
Yeah, he got fired.
It's because he got fired. Because he sucks.
He got put on waivers, right?
Yeah, because he
He'll get picked up by somebody and be good. That's the way of Mariners.
That's true.
I thought it was cool because I saw him sitting there. And
is it cool for another man to lose his job?
Feel good about
that,
Cody?
Aaron. I recognized it was him, and I was like, oh, this is like the last time he's going to be on the field in a Mariners hat. And like I think that's the same thing that was going through his mind, and he was pretty emotional. So I got some photos of that.
What was he batting? Anybody know?
Like probably half his body weight. I don't know.
150. I would check, but my computer's going through an update.
He was hitting 223. That's probably like the third best one in the Mariners.
Like he must just be making too much money or something. Why do you get rid of that?
Oh, I don't know. 30 years old, out of a job.
That was your first time shooting a Mariners game? Was it fun?
It was very fun. I grew up a Mariners fan, even though they made the playoffs once in my 19 years of life. Just always been a big fan, and it was pretty cool to be there and take photos. They lost in embarrassing fashion, like a little league game, but it wouldn't be my first Mariners game shooting if they didn't. So.
Were there any fellow professional shooters down there in the photo area?
There were a lot. I met a lot of cool people. And
you gonna name drop anybody?
A lot of strange people. I met Ben, the Mariners team photographer. He's been there for like 30 years. He was really nice. This lady that named Molly worked for the MLB, and I don't remember the names of the rest of them. There's a lot of photographers there. I had to sit in the back of the photo well. I couldn't even be in the front row.
Oh, wow. Did you try to muscle your way up there?
A couple times.
Throw some bows?
Yeah, throw some bows at some old guys from the Seattle Times.
Get the hell out of the way, Ted S. Warren.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I got to move around to a couple different photo wells, though, and try a couple different spots, so that was pretty fun.
Awesome.
Sweet.
If you're looking forward to seeing those photos, look on the front of the news section and sports section tomorrow as we have a couple lazily shiftless photographers who decided not to do anything today. I'm just joking. The reporters didn't have anything for you. And there were no calamities.
Sadly. My editor also had no assignments for me, and
the
baby beaver he wants me to go find photos of either A, doesn't exist, and if it does, B, it's probably like a teenage beaver by now. So.
Is this like a Panda Watch situation? You just got Kody posted up at Detroit College?
No, there's a beaver over there, and we've never gotten a photo of it before.
I'll borrow one of my buddy's ghillie suits and just like go full.
Don't threaten me. I think you should do that. I think that should be how you spend your day tomorrow.
I've heard if you just if you know where they live and you just like camp out for like 15 or 20 minutes, like you'll see them.
Okay. I don't know where they live.
Also, if you dress up like a tree.
I was thinking I'd dress up like a beaver, so I just blend in.
You could do that too.
I bet there's I'm sure one of the professors at the college knows like where to look for them at and that kind of thing.
Maybe the beaver dam.
Is there actually a beaver dam?
Yes.
Yeah, just hang out there like a few feet away.
I'm not leaving campus tomorrow until I find the beaver.
Yeah, there you go. I was just kind of joking about the beaver. I don't even know if it's still there anymore. You failed me that one time I asked you to go over there and get it.
Because there was no beaver.
No, there was. Other people had pictures of the beaver.
All right. Anyway, other preambles. We got another parade coming up on Saturday.
Oh, we do. Oregon Trail Days.
At Tenino. All right, was there a third or fourth year?
It's hard to say.
Feels like we've been there.
They all kind of mold together after a while. Stopping at the landmark before, 11 a.m.
Yeah, the landmark before, Joe's after, just making a morning of it.
I am looking forward to Joe's after. They've got a really good lunch menu at Joe's.
They do. Good stuff out there.
It'll be fun.
All right, any other preambles from you guys?
No, we will have a preview in for Oregon Trail Days. I just hadn't gotten around to editing it yet, but it'll be in Thursday's edition with a file photo.
Cool.
Because Kody didn't take any pictures of it.
You want me to go, up to Tenino and just look for a poster for it? Or
No, I don't. We'll be good. I did tell Aaron that when they sent out the news release, there was only one photo attached to the news release, which was super long. It was like a 5-page news release. But the only photo was a picture of me and Aaron calling the parade from the, where is that? In the Edward Jones building?
Tenaya Bank building?
Yeah, something like that.
Are you going to call the one this year?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about this weekend. You should come. You might have to come because Ridley said she doesn't want to shoot parades anymore. Funtime Festival just sucked it right out of her.
Tell Ridley it's her job.
She does not like parades, but I think
she told me she's going to write an opinion piece about what's wrong with local parades.
What does she hate
Oh,
about the
baby.
parades?
She said that it's like the same 10 floats at each parade, which is kind of valid.
I've been saying this for years.
And she's like, it's all just political candidates and it's boring.
Well, in a political year, yeah, in July, you're going to get a lot of those. I mean, I do not co-sign that they're boring. I think all the parades are wonderful. But
I've been to wonderful parades this year, and I've been to boring parades this year. That's all I'll say.
You're going to do the Oregon Trail Days parade this year. You can come out there with me and Aaron. We'll get you on the mic. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Add a third person.
How can I be on the mic if I have to be taking photos?
We can take photos from the booth, so...
That sounds like a...
You have to be there the whole time.
Sounds like lame photos.
You got the Tenino motorcycle drill team. You don't have that every parade.
Ooh, I've seen them before, actually.
They're pretty impressive.
Yeah, they do a lot of drills.
Goes on for quite some time.
I think Ridley's just been to lame parades.
Well, she can hit up the winter parade schedule.
What has she been at? She's been at Cheese Days and Funtime Festival. I mean...
two parades.
Sweet Days, too.
And Sweet Days?
Sweet Days.
Sweet Days is a good one, though. I like Sweet Days. All right, I think that's it.
One other thing I want to mention, probably next week we'll do a August 6th election preview.
Okay.
Where we just, I don't know, look at the ballot or get the election guide and run through it and discuss.
This is the primary election on August 6th.
I dropped my ballot off today.
So the county commissioner
I dropped my
race.
7 ballots off today.
I filled mine out. I haven't dropped it off yet. So there's the PUD race that has like, 5 or 6 candidates. We still got a preview coming
5
on that.
in there, yeah.
And then we've got the Sean Swope commissioner seat with Republican Peter Lamont and
Damian
Bean, the Democrat. We'll have a preview on that one in tomorrow's edition. Actually, all the commissioner races, but all the races appear on the primary, though, even the 2-person races.
Is Brummer's not up for election this year?
No, but Pollock is, and she's
Yeah.
got Christina Riley. So it gives you a good snapshot on where the race is at that point. Though it will flip by the general in a lot of circumstances. But yeah, okay, we'll do an election preview next week.
Sure. News items. First up, judge orders 43 inmates to be returned to the Green Hill School. Everybody's been complaining about Green Hill, so the state moved a bunch of inmates out of Green Hill with authorization from the governor. Now a judge is like, not so fast. You didn't say the magic words. And now they also can't move any more inmates out, and they have to put the old ones back in. That's all I wrote down.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There was apparently some sort of pre-existing agreement on moving the inmates, specifically, I believe, the ones that are 18 to 25, which were the ones that were moved from that JR 25 legislation that allows you to stay there. And yeah, that was kind of a shock to me. I saw Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders in the comments, also perplexed and wondering why this has to be.
Yeah.
It seemed like maybe they were moving in a positive direction, and now they're right back where they started. So,
all right.
And I don't know that they've been moved back yet, or if there's any sort of appeal or process that. I've got Mitchell, our reporter, is working on a follow-up of that for tomorrow. There was a state lawmaker, I can't remember which one, we'll have a write-up, though, who was kind of complaining that no one got a heads up when they decided to move the inmates, nobody got a heads up when they decided to move them back, and they just want a little more transparency.
All right, next item. In focus, Funtime Festival Parade rolls through Napafine.
These are Ridley's photos.
Yeah, Ridley's photos. And
describe a photo to the listeners at home for us, Aaron.
Let's see. Here's Princess Napavine on a float with a literal paper tiger behind her. Doesn't say who Princess Napavine is, but she's waving.
Yeah, and we did try to find out, too. They did the coronation on Friday. We thought we'd be able to find that somewhere online, and if we can find out, we'll still get that. But yeah, it's the first year of no Princess Napawina, and now it's Princess Napavine, which I say that's a win. I think that's a good one.
There's a picture of Grand Marshal Lee West. Not familiar. There's the Morton Loggers Jubilee Queen Abigail Simpson waving. A lot of people waving. Mm-hmm. Swiss Miss waving. Some cheerleaders not waving, but look like they're about to. And there's some people and some political floats.
Swiss Miss is Sam Sheary. We didn't get that in this year. Our source out there in Pacific County never told us who Swiss Miss was this year.
Who could that be?
It's on the Swiss Club website, man.
We're also missing the Dairy Princess, the Dairy Ambassador. That was the one I was actually thinking of. Are you going to go shoot Oktoberfest for us in October?
Absolutely, if you want me to.
Well, you can't partake, but you could probably go shoot photos.
No, I'll be there partaking. I can also take photos while I'm there if you'd like.
Can't partake.
What?
You can't. How old are you?
Why not?
You're 19.
I don't have to drink alcohol to partake in Oktoberfest.
Yeah, but
You
the
know what-
Swiss
you know
Park's
what-
kind of international waters. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Hey, don't get him in trouble.
Next item. Head West Studio in Napvine strives for a kind and genuine environment for hairdressing. This is Coral working. She used to work at Salon Logan. She opened up her new spot in January. Kody was there. Did she cut your hair?
She does cut my hair, actually. Coral is my cousin, my first cousin. She's my mom's brother's daughter.
Nice.
For your connection there. And yeah, I've known her a long time. It was really cool to be able to go and take photos for her for her new salon opening. I know she worked really hard on that, and it's a really cool spot that she got there in Napvine.
I prefer a cruel, phony environment for my haircuts, but this place looks a little nicer than where I usually.
A lot of women do, actually. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, they want that brutalist environment.
Did you get any feedback on your photos? She like they suck, cuz?
Yeah, hey, yo, cuz. these photos suck. No, she said that she didn't realize I can take photos besides of news things, and she was like, "Do you want to take family photos for us?" I was like, "Sure." So
she didn't realize that. Has she not seen your work on the gram?
I guess not. I don't know.
Are these going to be free? Do you do that for free or discount?
Oh, it's not for free.
Okay, just wondering. That's pretty cruel. It's
Give her
your
a discount.
family.
Well, I don't know.
I've never taken a family photo shoot before, so I'm not going to charge her a whole bunch of money.
Does she cut your hair for free?
No,
Charge her ass.
exactly.
Next item. Group looking for Bigfoot.
love you, Coral.
Group looking for Bigfoot now also looks for missing people. This is an Oregonian story, but I sure hope they're better at finding people.
They're not. They haven't found either at this point. Yeah, Oregonian.
It just sounds like a hiking club.
Oregonian went real long for him on this too. This is a beast of a story, super long. But it's in the Gifford Pinchot. I thought that's somewhat local. We count the Gifford Pinchot. I think they were down on the southern end. And yeah, it's a group of gents that like to go out and hunt for Bigfoot. And then at some point, somebody was like, "Hey, there's a lot of missing people in the Gifford Pinchot. Can you look for them too?" And they were like, "Sure." And then I think the last quote in the story pretty much encapsulates, "I feel like I'm making an impact in some way," Hoskins said. "We haven't found anybody yet. We haven't found Sasquatch, believe it or not. But there's a mission here. There's a sense of purpose." There's a couple people around the proofing table that were wondering, do you think that they did find bodies before this? And they were like, "Well, that's not Bigfoot. Let's move along." No one's asking us to find dead people here, people. Let's move.
It could be.
Eyes on the mission.
It's just a bunch of bros who like searching.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Next item, Lewis County Commissioner asks residents to be prepared in case of 911 outages. Is this the same commissioner asking for a 911 system levy? And I had to wonder, is this a threat?
No, it's a list of phone numbers, like non-emergency numbers. You were either of you impacted by the CrowdStrike international outage?
I was not, no.
Neither was I. I woke up that morning and all of my news alerts were about how the world had been taken back to the Stone Ages, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, well, I better hurry up and get to work. Probably going to have problems. And we run off Mac here. There's not like a
Were you
single
getting messages about how the world was
Microsoft.
the Stone Age on your smartphone?
Yes. Yes, precisely. And everything was fine. But I did see George Sharp, Thurston County Economic Development Council guy. He was writing, he gets dialysis for kidney issues, and his life was disrupted by this because the computers ran off of Microsoft and it was taking double the amount of time it usually does. So I know there was an impact, but not the same as some people faced. And yeah, this is just a long list of phone numbers you can just clip out of the paper and hang on your refrigerator for the next time, CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike lets us down.
All right. Next item, gorgeous gardens in Mossy Rock owned by longtime Dagodi bulb farm worker. This is Nerio Gomez, a 30-year employee of the recently closed Dagodi bulb farm. Out in Mossy Rock, he now operates gorgeous gardens less than a quarter mile from where Dagodi once was. Nerio and his wife, Maria, and their daughter, Anna, and many other relatives all tend the gardens and greenhouses filled with the plants they now grow. The Dagodi brothers sold the old spot to some hazelnut farmers who also grow hydroponic strawberries. Is that a drug thing?
It'd be real cool if it was.
So Nerio did some Johnny Apple seeding on his way home, and voila, flowers.
Yeah, everybody loved this story. This is a fun one. He worked there for 30 years, as you noted, when he first got there, direct from Mexico, I believe. He didn't even speak English and was able to carve out a life for himself, learn the business, and I know everybody was disappointed Cody's Bowl Farm shut down, and everybody seemed very excited that this place is open, so hopefully it gave him a little boost to the business. Looks like a nice operation.
It's an American dream.
Yeah. Next item, following Chehalis HR manager's retirement, city also seeking new clerk and city manager's administrative assistant. Glenn Schaefer resigned as HR manager, so they need one of those. And then the city clerk took a state job, so they're looking for one of those too. A new city manager, Stacy Denham, is looking for an administrative assistant to keep his schedule and restart his computer every time he downloads malware from clicking on a hot law-breaking singles in your area link.
How dare you?
From the story, it says, both positions require a high degree of discretion and confidentiality. Wink, wink. So how do we feel about all these hirings in Chehalis?
I don't know what to feel about it. There's reasons for each of them leaving, I suppose. But yeah, Stacy Denham started there in June, and it does look like there's been a cleaning of house or the house cleaning itself, one way or the other.
He's cleaning up the deep state. He's draining the swamp is what he's doing.
Draining the swamp. Yeah, but some of those jobs pay really well. It sounded like they had enough applicants for HR manager, but they were still accepting applications for the city clerk and admin assistant. So.
What does a city clerk do, if I may ask?
City clerk does, they have to attend every major meeting. Basically, there's a whole list of it in the actual story, so I'll just pull that up. They're basically like the chief admin official outside of the city manager.
They're responsible for smooth and effective operation of administrative duties during city council meetings. That includes preparing agendas, acting as the recording officer, and serving as custodian of all resolutions. They're basically like the person with a notepad. Kind of, but they organize everything and keep everything on the rails.
Do they make city manager money?
No, but they make, what's it pay? Up to $7,400 a month. So that's, nothing to scoff at.
Thinking of applying?
I might, yeah.
Do it.
Sounds like a job I could do.
Hold on, that is...
Since my job is in danger at the Chronicle.
That's $89,000 a year, Kody. That's good money.
It is.
I mean, that's what you pull down here, right?
It's about the same.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
It's about the same. Yeah. Give or take, move the decimal a couple spots.
Yeah, move the comma over a few spots.
Next item.
You're rich in experiences, though. You know,
Yes.
the city clerk of Chehalis didn't get to go to the Mariners game. So
You're paid in clout, obviously.
They were
paid
seated in the box seats at the Mariners game.
Next item, Maximilian Motorsports. Chehalis Auto Shop, a finalist for America's Best Restroom. This is the European auto repair shop out on Bishop Road in Chehalis, and the bathroom is, quote, a stunning fusion of luxury and automotive passion, with every wall featuring iconic and unique automotive memorability meaningful to the owner in the shop. A standout feature is the sink and faucet repurposed from a Peugeot rally car. There's also a piece of a DeLorean in there. Which makes me ask you guys, what's your favorite spot to pee in town?
Well, I'm a hometown guy, so my own home restroom probably. And you're well aware of my secret potty here at Chronicle World Headquarters that no one else is supposed to be using, but there's been evidence to the contrary lately. So
I'm aware, yeah.
There's an open investigation as to who is treating themselves to my private potty.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I think you put a padlock on the door.
You should.
Good.
I've got a few favorites down by the river at Riverside Rotary Park. It's a nice one.
So not an actual bathroom?
No. You go behind the bathroom
Into
and
the
off
river.
the trail and just pee in the river.
Yeah, I don't think you should be doing
It's a great
that.
spot.
I'm a China Creek kind of guy.
Yeah, I've peed in China Creek a few times. I mean, I've got plenty of spots out if I'm,
I'm aware of your ways. You've told me cemeteries, churches,
not cemeteries so much
daycares. I've heard. You
If we're talking Centralia, you got to have the Oli Club in there. So it's just great classic old urinals in there.
Yeah, that's pretty. I always feel like it's going to explode, but another favorite is off the 13th tee at Riverside Golf Course. There's a great spot. Everybody that plays there knows.
Yeah, you
the
mark your
13th
territory
tee.
on every single hole at least once.
Well, I stay hydrated out there, man.
I guess.
There's also a great spot off the 8th tee at Riverside. There's some good spots out there. Cody, you got any?
Given the opportunity to choose the best bathrooms, you've chosen public
Outdoors.
spaces, outdoors.
I don't want to put a strain on
miss.
the infrastructure of our fine cities.
Wow, it's disgusting. Disgusting.
Mr. Oh, I pee at home.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the worst restrooms I've ever been in, Olympic Stadium in Hoquiam.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone there? I'm sure it's different now, hopefully.
No, I don't think I have.
So their bathrooms used to be the Forks guys, us like football players and baseball team or whatever, whoever were playing there. We always try to get our business done ahead of time and after because their toilets were all in stalls that only went like halfway and then also had no doors. And then directly across from you were the sinks and the mirrors. So anyone that I remember I had no choice once. I had to book it in there and get to business. And there's just a guy washing his hands and he looks in the mirror and he sees me. It's like our eyes locked. It's just like this is messed up. Worst bathroom.
Sounds awful.
I think it has to be like another really good bathroom, though. That's an impressive one, though, at Maximilian's.
Yeah.
Once I saw the photos. Lambeau Field is also a finalist in the top 10.
I would feel like Lambeau Field wouldn't have nice bathrooms just because it's so old.
Oh, no. It's been renovated multiple times. I've been there before,
right.
Aaron.
Oh, sick brag.
Yeah, sick brag.
Next item, Lewis County pivots, plans eventual new animal shelter, but not at previously announced location. The old Washington State Employees Credit Union was going to be the animal shelter, but now it's going to be the night-by-night homeless shelter. They're not sure about an animal shelter, but they're looking at options, and they put out a pretty informative Q&A they've got here. I thought that was a nice touch. Just throw that out there and like, hey, here's the information.
Yeah, I just took their Q&A, and put a little header on it and ran it as it was. I felt like that was probably as much of a service than rewriting the whole thing. But it seems to me, though, the takeaway is we're back to square one, animal shelter-wise.
Yeah, kind of looks like it.
Without wanting to say that so much.
But, yeah, they'll find one at some point, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm still happy that they're moving forward on the night-by-night shelter. I think there was a lot of people who thought that would stop with that Supreme Court decision, and they seem to be set on making that happen, which I think is a real need.
Yeah, it is.
I think an animal shelter is also a real need, especially if you listen to the rescues around here. And a lot of times, the Lewis County Animal Shelter isn't taking any animals. It's the big complaint.
Yeah.
They're kind of asking city police departments to do it.
Well, maybe those animals just need some tough love, and
Maybe.
they need to really put their best foot forward and, pull themselves up by their bootstraps, not stop. Quit relying on, public services to care for them.
Sometimes you just need tough love, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. Help the animals help themselves. That's what I always say. Any other news items, or shall we go to a break?
Yeah, let's go to a break. I can look up other stuff later.
Hi, this is Jeff and Julie from Fairway Lanes.
Jeff and I met JSIC of Summit Funding at our bowling center, so when we fell in love with this community and it was time to relocate, we knew we would be calling Summit Funding.
They understand that everyone has a unique situation when buying a home.
He had already helped 2 of our employees get into their own homes. The Summit Funding team exceeded our expectations. It was a seamless experience with great communication from his whole team.
Thank you to Summit Funding for making our buying experience special and memorable.
All right, we're back. It's time for segments. And first up, we've got Tales from the Takes page. And Brian Mitke has some additions to his list of the top 10 spots in Lewis County. And these are all pretty good. I've been to many of these spots.
You going to list some of the spots?
Are Cathedral Falls.
I've been there.
Stations of the Cross out in Mossy Rock. Never been there. Agnew Mill Pond in along China Creek, just kind of off Gold Street in Centralia. Been through there. I like it. I was there this morning. Wilbur Parkins Park.
Did you pee there? Shocking.
Not necessarily.
Whoa.
I've got it. No,
Whoa.
not actually.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean, not
exposed yourself, but you didn't use the bathroom? What does that even mean?
He didn't pee.
There's like a side trail that meets up with the main trail that
Okay.
I take when I have to pee on that side of my run. So not really, no. Wilbur Parkins Park, which is kind of in the Logan District, just across the railroad from the Logan District. It's another good pee spot.
See, I've been there once, and I couldn't tell you how to actually get there.
You go like you're going to take the 6th Street Viaduct, and you take the last left before you're going over it to the Logan District, and it's back there.
To check that out.
Yeah, there's not much there.
I launched a kayak there once. Me and Marquise did the Skookumchuck River.
Yeah.
It was fun.
He's also got Forest Park, Rose Park out in Adna. Kody, you know Rose Park?
I do.
Yeah, it's not open very often. It's got a nice like fitness loop with pull-ups and whatnot. It's pretty sweet. Winolaquah Park out by Winlock, and Dobson McFadden Trails. These feral parks are above Chehalis. McMurphy Park Not familiar with this one.
It's Invader.
And then Seminary Hill Natural Area, of course.
I mean, that's not really obscure, though.
Oh, Mickey writes about it every other column.
Yeah, well, I had to plug it in there.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
saw
spot, though.
Mickey at the Seminary Hill Nature Reserve area on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you went out there and shot the wildlife biologist teaching the kids about the animals, and they had a snake there, which I personally found repugnant.
You do not like snakes?
I hate snakes.
Should I not take snake photos next time?
No, it's fine. They were fine. As
Can
far
you
as
look
they're
at
in
photos
photo
of
form,
snakes, or is that too
they're
much for
fine.
you?
You should blur them out next time, though.
I'll blur them out. Yeah.
Pixelate them.
I was in my
Pixelate the
backyard a
snake.
few days ago, and I moved over to the gate, and a snake came out between me and the door. I started throwing stuff at it, trying to get it to leave. It's just a garter snake. I just hate snakes.
What are you so scared of?
I ended up climbing my gate and jumping out and going back around the house and going in the front, and I haven't been in my backyard since.
Why do you hate them?
I don't know. Just a fear. I hate snakes.
Gardener
I don't know.
snakes, they don't do anything, man.
I don't know.
You can just pick them up and throw them.
I was
Gross.
raised.
Yeah, my brother threw one at me and I punched him.
Yeah.
good for
Me and my
you.
friends
It's
used
the only time we've ever gotten in a
I did
fist
do
fight
this. I had
before.
one friend that used to try to catch them and dissect them.
Dissect them.
Yeah, cut them.
Yeah. Snake
messed
people
up.
are weird,
See what
man.
happens. They are. Yeah, it's pet snakes. So
I think it's my southern upbringing because most snakes are poisonous there. You got your copperheads,
There's no poisonous
cottonmouths.
snakes here.
Yeah, they're mostly poisonous down there. So, but yeah, I hate garter
That makes
snakes
sense,
too.
though. Yeah. No, gardener snakes,
You're
they're
a
great.
southern upbringing. Ma, get the snake away from me.
That's exactly how it went.
Paul, get the snake gun.
Snakes are the worst, man. There's snakes everywhere out down there. It's just like bugs here. There's just snakes. They're just everywhere.
Yeah,
Can't stand
sounds
them.
awful.
Julie McDonald had a column. Could tourists flock to Lewis County to learn about Washington's history? And I
know-
was on board until she got to the chunk of it that is just about Forks, Washington, and how she went there because of the Twilight vampire books. And as you know, that touches a nerve with me.
Is that unsettling to you?
Yes, it is. My mother's parking space at the hospital she works at is next to Dr. Cullen's space. It's a reserved space for the doctor in Twilight. And there's not a lot of parking. Other people would love to have that spot, but we've set it aside for an imaginary character. And there's stuff
So
like
nobody
that all
can
through
park
town.
there?
Nobody does park there.
It's kind of weird.
People forget it was shot in Kalama, too.
It was shot
Yeah.
in Kalama, and Forks gets all the tourism for some reason. There's literally a sign between La Push and Forks that's like a no vampire zone, and it's supposed to be for werewolves only, you know?
Kalama does host the Twilight track meet every year, too. So they're trying to get a little bit of publicity off of it.
Forks has tours. There's a couple Twilight gift stores. It's a whole thing now.
Is the Forks
Is-
High School just ugly back when they shot it or something? How come they didn't use the Forks High School? Instead
Well,
of
they've
Kalama?
torn it down now, and it's more modern. But at the time the movie came out, I think the high school would have been perfect for it. It was like a 1920s, 30s
Kind of
brick
like
building.
the Kalama one.
Yeah, but if you're shooting a video, maybe they didn't actually want it to rain every day, and in
Yeah.
Forks it rains every day, so that's probably why they didn't do it. But a good column by Julie. She was, just thinking, why not? Lewis County has lots of good history.
My only complaint was the headline lived up to my headline rule.
Oh, no.
If you ask a question, a yes or no question in a headline, the answer is by default no.
Yeah, but
And
again,
I think that's accurate.
yeah, you've said that, and then every time I actually hit you with one where it's not accurate, you're just like, oh, there's exceptions.
I mean, what was the headline of this
I don't
column
remember
again?
off the top of my head. I just
No,
remember
this
him telling
particular,
you.
what was
This
Julie's
one was,
column?
could tourists flock to Lewis County to learn of Washington's history?
No.
Well, I don't think anyone goes anywhere to learn about history.
You
The
just
answer-
talked about Forks.
The answer
That's
is
not
not no.
history. It's Twilight.
The answer is not no. Hypothetically, could someone come to Lewis County and learn about history? Yes.
No, I've
Absolutely.
Will
blown
they?
up his no.
That's not the
headline
question.
rule
That's not
many
the headline.
times. Bill Saran wrote a nice commentary. Packwood Fire Department nears the end of an era. It's very near and dear to his heart. I know he put a lot of thoughts, a lot of research into it. It's just basically the volunteers out there are holdovers from the days when this was a timber town, like Lonnie Goebel has been out there for decades. He's the fire chief. And he just I think he did a really good job on writing how the town has morphed into this more of a tourism attraction / Airbnbs and less than,
Yuppie.
timber's not really the thing anymore. And just about how if you don't invest in this upcoming levy, eventually you're going to have to. They need to have this elevated level of service. And I think Bill Saran's also a transplant, so I know he's a very thoughtful guy, and he probably thinks of himself when he's thinking of describing the population there.
Yeah.
But just a good column. I always appreciate a Bill Saran column, but this was one of my favorites because I think he had a really good perspective, and I think he also kind of cares deeply about it and the fire department and what they do out there.
Kody, question. What would you do if the yuppies came for, Francis? What do you think would happen? Or Menlo? LeBam.
I could see it happening in like LeBam. I don't see it happening in Francis.
2090, the year 290.
Yeah, but at
all
least,
the other resources.
like in
are taken.
Packwood, there's like places. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's like near the mountain. You know, that's like the attraction. There's not really an attraction near Francis, and
I think you could.
there's also like zero infrastructure even left in Francis. Like the old buildings that they've made into hotels and stuff in Packwood, they're just they've just all fallen over
That's
in
a good point.
Francis. So
What about LeBam?
LeBam, there's some potential there for some.
LeBam's a different animal.
yuppiness.
Yeah, there's
well, LeBam's got that big. What's it called?
the tower.
Yeah, the big.
It's a logging tower.
log rigging machine out there. That could be a tourist attraction.
Is it true that LeBam is named after the postmaster's daughter
Mabel.
backwards? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I had heard that. I just didn't know if it was true.
I think you could find something to do with like LeBam. Just put it with like a couple fancy golf courses surrounded by condos, and like you could make it work.
Francis had its yuppie stage like 200 years ago. When there's a boom. When it was
The early 1800s were
There was
bangers.
It was busy. There was like 3 stores. There was a picture show.
A picture show?
Yeah.
There was not. 200 years ago?
Not 200 years ago.
Moving
but
pictures?
At one point, there was moving pictures in Francis, yeah. My grandma's like a family historian, so I know all the stuff about Francis.
Would people travel to Francis to learn about history? Cody asks.
If you want to go to Gloria Christian's house, go ahead.
I do love that stretch, though. I mean, you guys have connections to it. I don't. I don't make it there very often, but
It's
it's a
a-
little glorious stretch of Washington right there.
I love the
nice.
drive, like the, Peel to Raymond Drive, Peel to South Bend.
It's lovely.
It is. Next item, People's Champion of the Week. TransAlta donates a $175,000 grant to the Boys and Girls Club of Lewis County for a STEM hub. Old man TransAlta's back.
Opening
baby.
up the wallet.
Papa TransAlta dishing out the Benjamins.
This story is funny. Mitchell, not funny, it was a good story, but Mitchell wrote it up and he said that while he was there, because of course these kids were kindergartners when they first got this scholarship, and it was supposed to be like $2,500, I want to say.
Like a Scott's Tots situation.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Mitchell said that the whole time he was kind of surreal. He was just thinking Scott's Tots from The Office.
But
Old
Mr.
man TransAlta.
just-
Old Man TransAlta actually came through, though.
They just announced we
course he
poorly invested your scholarship money, and you actually owe us $2,500 a piece.
We're paying you in hydrogen.
Yeah, we've all.
Have this bottle of hydrogen here. Take it with you.
Don't spend it all in one place. Sirens Banger of the Week. I've got beer bottle thrown through window, man arrested for assault, prowler damages vehicle, frozen drink thrown at employee, which made me wonder, what's with all the throwing of drinks? It's summer. You got to conserve those. And when was the last time you guys threw a drink at someone?
Oh, man, I don't think I've ever thrown a drink at someone.
I definitely have. I got to think about it, though.
I think I threw one at Kyle a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, huh?
Yeah.
Very mature.
I've for sure thrown a Capri Sun at my friends, like a water balloon a time or two in my childhood.
Yeah, that's a good
You guys
that's a good
use
thing.
Capri Suns as water balloons where you come from?
No,
Must be nice.
no, it's like
It's
if
that silver spoon.
someone's really on your nerves, you throw them a good Capri Sun, they get all sticky.
Yeah, that's,
If it explodes, though, sometimes they don't explode. It just hurts.
It's just diabolical.
No, but they did have this new invention come out in my childhood called Bunch of Balloons. You ever seen it? That's pretty crazy.
Bunch of balloons. Is that like the...
It's where you hook it up to the hose and it makes like
it's
100
got all the
water
straws
balloons.
coming
Yeah.
out of it? Oh, yeah. My
That-
kid's got tons of those.
That dropped when I was like 8.
Yeah, we used to fill the pool up with those, get like 10 of them, and then just let the kids go hog wild on it. A lot of fun.
It's lots of fun.
So there's a few things more satisfying than just full on just blasting your kid with a water balloon, like as hard as
Yeah.
you can. It's very therapeutic. It feels good.
I'm sure.
you know where the best place to throw a drink at someone is?
No, where?
Under a roof, indoors,
No, that's actually not true.
being protected from the elements. And if you need a roof to stand under to throw drinks at somebody, call the roof doctor.
This is the worst roof doctor ad yet.
Nobody picked it up. Thanks for. I'm sorry, I'm carrying this one. Jeez, Schwartz with his malware-infested computer.
You know what's
My
not the
computer's
worst?
Fine.
You know what's not the worst? The roof doctor.
That's right. You can call the roof doctor at 360-736-0246 if your roof is under the weather.
Some
And
might say
you
they're the
need-
best.
They are the best. And you need a new roof or a re-roofed roof, roof repair, roof cleaning, emergency roofing. Did you know they do solar too?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I bet
The
they
doctor-
do gutters.
I bet they do too. I'm not sure about that. Probably, though.
They do. Oh, they do.
The doctor prescribes a daily dose of sun. Are you sick of electricity bills always on the rise? Switching your home to solar power may be just the prescription you need, and they will install those panels for you.
Solar power work in Washington State?
Yeah, look outside.
The sun works just as well here as it does anywhere else.
Yes, but the sun doesn't work the other 8 months of the year. That's not summer.
Are you familiar with batteries?
No.
Okay. Anyway, call the Roof Doctor or visit them at theroofdoctor.com. We had one other science banger of the week. Juveniles steal a cart full of alcohol. 2 juveniles walked out of Safeway with a cart full of alcohol around midnight on, I think, July 16th, but it was 12:05 a.m. July 17th. Bold move by those.
Did they get away with it?
I was going to ask you, do you know these kids?
Did they get away with it?
They've posted their photo all over the place. I didn't see.
I don't know 'em.
I didn't see if they ever actually got them, but it was a very, very bold crime. I certainly would never steal alcohol from a grocery store as a juvenile.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
You get somebody older to buy it for you.
No, I abstain until I'm 21, and then I drink responsibly.
Let's
Enjoy responsibly.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a good one, too. Do you want to talk Shayless Outfitters?
I do want to talk Shayless Outfitters, and first of all, there's going to be a 4-page spread for their new sale in the Thursday edition of the Chronicle. I highly suggest you pick that up.
You got to sell a lot of stuff at your store to have a 4-page sale.
I know, and they do it once a month. It's amazing. But you're in luck now because their summer sale's still going on through July 24th, which is tomorrow, I believe. Yeah. Tomorrow. You're going to want to pay special attention to this one, Aaron, because you can get yourself a pool.
Uh-huh.
How much?
$29.95.
Really?
For a pool?
$29?
Here's the pool right here.
My God, what a great deal.
Yeah, that is a pretty good deal.
You're lay in that pool. Yeah, and you can also, let's see, what else can you get here? You can get tents, $79.95 for this tent. That's a huge deal. Lantern for $20.95. I wish I had the new deals in front of me, but like I said, you want to pick up a copy of the Thursday edition to get those. They've always got a sale going, so you're never going to go wrong stopping by Shayless Outfitters. And they just have amazing stuff. When was your last time in there, Kody? And have you bought anything recently?
It's been a while. What did I bought something from there the other day. I don't remember, though. I think I bought another T-shirt.
Another T-shirt, another Carhartt shirt?
No, it wasn't Carhartt. It was some other brand, but still very nice quality.
Big Johnson.
Are you
Is it
sure
a Big Johnson shirt?
I don't think it was a Big Johnson shirt, no.
They also have 50% off all indoor and outdoor plants. So
Really?
pick up plants, yeah. You get a hanging basket for $24.95. You can also get yourself some fertilizer, some turf builder, all sorts of good stuff.
Oh, nice.
Canning supplies, too. I know you're a gardener.
I do. Yeah, you've seen my garden out back.
I wish we had Kelly on the phone to ask if they had anything to kill moles.
You got a mole problem?
No, you did, though.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I got rid of them.
She probably just, point us out to her firearms.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Shayless Outfitters also has guns. Don't forget it.
You bring it up every week. Do you need a gun? Facebook comments of the week. This was an interesting one. On a story about a man shooting at his ex-girlfriend, this commenter said, "You guys should ask what she did first. She's always acting like a victim when she's playing a victim role." Felt like that was a bold take for Facebook.
Yeah, especially that circumstance. The woman was trying to leave because she was afraid, and the gentleman fired weapon at her, or bullets at her. So
You missed, right?
hit her car, according to the court documents.
There were 324 comments on a certain announcement from a certain president of some certain United States. I did not read any of them. Scrolled right past. I'm sure they were all measured and informative.
You missed out on some rich discourse, my friend.
John Braun wrote a column, and this commenter said, "When Braun farts, the Chronicle inhales." Another comment said, "Why is it this elected gets to campaign under the guise of an opinion? He is on the ballot. This is BS."
You're looking at me?
Just,
He doesn't have an opponent. So, yeah, technically he's on the ballot, and we do have a rule, election years. But if you don't have an opponent, I don't have a problem with it. He's been writing. Did you think the write-ins were going to take it, if not for the Chronicle
Maybe the
running
person
his
I
points
wrote
of
in.
view? I don't think so.
And then another one, "Oh, look, the Daily Cron is doing a puff piece for their biggest donor. Such fine journalism. Nothing like a little misinformation during the primaries."
Our finest donor?
I'm not the commenter.
You can't do a puff piece when it's an opinion item either. That's just called an opinion piece. But I get it. That's fine. We have a very open opinion page, though. If someone has something they'd like to say, I guarantee you they can get it on the opinion page. Very low barrier.
I'm just going to take a Braun column and retype it in the SpongeBob meme.
That won't run. Because I'll have to, correct all the punctuation like I do for everyone else.
Bad. On a post about the Boysburg class of 1974 reunion, this commenter said, "Your uncle is in the lower right corner." They didn't tag anybody, didn't name anybody, so it could be anyone's uncle. Is that the point?
They know. They know.
And then on a crash brief, this commenter said, "Any info on accident motorcyclist by Staples around 9 p.m. last night?" And somebody replied and said, "Yeah, he crashed."
Very astute.
What's in the next edition?
Well, I mean, you missed a few things from this edition.
No,
it's fine. Not a whole lot. You got most of it. I did like the story on remains of Centralia man killed during Vietnam War, finally accounted for. That's David S. Price, been technically missing since 1968. Everyone kind of knew what happened. It was during the Vietnam War. In any case, he has been positively identified. They're going to have a funeral for him this month in Centralia. Thought that was good. We had some stuff from our archives just about his time at Centralia High School, including an inscription from his yearbook and just a lot of stuff. We did a big front page spread for that today. I thought it was good news. And then let's see, for the next edition, like I said, we'll have some previews on the primary election, specifically the commissioners' races. There's quite a bit of crime in this next edition, at least there has been so far. Woman accused of intentionally crashing into boyfriend's car in Centralia. Bail set at $250,000 for man found with drugs after fleeing Shales police. And then a follow-up to the one you mentioned. Bail set at $300,000 for man accused of shooting at his ex-girlfriend in Winlock. And then a couple pieces on Marie Gluesenkamp Perez, who has set herself apart as being the only Democrat member of Congress in Washington who has not endorsed Kamala Harris at this point. She's also the only member of Washington's congressional delegation that has insinuated, at least without flat out stating, that perhaps Joe Biden should step down now that he has left the race, which is different for a Democrat. You're not seeing that from anyone else. We've obviously heard that from a lot of Republicans. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, that's the long and short of it. We'll have lots of stuff. It'll be a good paper.
All right, in closing, we're sponsored by Summit Funding, Shales Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. Leave a review and rating on Apple Podcast if you so desire, or send us an email at chroniclenewsdump@gmail.com.